A disability is something that has a major impact on your life.
Every disability is different.
And it's never the same thing for two people. I am blind in my right eye totally and partially sighted in my left eye.
I was 18 years old. We were traveling way too fast on a gravel road. Broke my neck, my back.
My Asperger's syndrome and my cerebral palsy.
I have anxiety and depression. People would have no idea just talking to me.
Being independent means different things to different people.
I want to live in my own house. I want to pay my own bills.
Live independently and not rely on other people.
When someone is not able to live as independently as they can, it does have a detrimental effect on people's physical and mental well-being.
It's no complicated thing. It's just that people with disabilities want to be included.
Plenty of people get stuck in ruts when they feel like they can't overcome something in their life. That's where LIFT comes in.
Living independently for today and tomorrow. LIFT. We help people of all ages and all types of disabilities find the resources or acquire the skills to live as independently as possible.
We serve the southeastern 18 counties here at the Billings office. We have a variety of things that we offer. We can help with grant funding for adaptive equipment.
Maybe a home modification so they're able to access their home. We help people to find that funding.
Helping people apply for Social Security benefits.
Medicaid, Medicare, housing.
They have a peer support group. Peer support, I think, is key.
Sharing life experiences is one of the most powerful things to help people who might be new to disability, who might be struggling with their disability.
Youth transitions is kids that are transitioning out of high school. They need to learn those adulting skills. It might be rent an apartment, learn how to grocery shop, budgeting.
Help someone advocate for themselves in a school or an employment setting. One of our biggest strengths is providing folks with information and referral. If we can't help you, we hope to know who can.
A lot of times we'll have a potential consumer call in and they think that they just have one need, and it turns out that we end up finding 3 or 4 things we can actually do for them.
You can just come in and say, hey, I feel like I have this going on. Can you help me? And we can, which is so cool to me. I love that.
Most of us on staff at LIFT have identified ourselves as having one or more disabilities. That is helpful in many cases.
It's easier to empathize with someone when you yourself have struggled with a disability.
This is what we specialize in. This is who we are, and this is what we do.
And it costs nothing to go to LIFT. It's a nonprofit organization and they're there to help.
Somebody that was a consumer that was working with LIFT was asked to do an art project. He visualized that the balloon helps to lift people up. And then it became the logo, and it's stuck.
There's been success on all kinds of levels.
It's really rewarding to have a consumer go, hey, I was able to do this by myself today.
We want people to live their best life as independent as possible.
Live as everyone else in society and live as a part of society, not apart from society.
Everybody needs help. Sometimes you just need a little more help, and that's okay. That's absolutely okay.
There's plenty of life to live still, and there's a way you can do it. Keep chipping away at it, little by little by little.
Knowledge is power. Let's share it, for crying out loud.
Send us an email, give us a call. We'll do our best to help.
We can definitely help figure out what your needs are and get started on that. We're one of many steps in the path to independence, and we're happy to be serving people here in the community.
Good day and welcome to Living Well in Montana. Living Well in Montana is a program of living independently for today and tomorrow. LIFT, L-I-F-T-T, as we style ourselves. And LIFT is what is known as a Center for Independent Living, meaning we are a nonprofit hub for resources, programs, advocacy, and services, all designed to help people with disabilities empower their own independence. For more information about LIFT, please visit our website at lift.org or give us a call at our Billings office at 406-294, or excuse me, 406-259-5181, or in our Glendive office at 406-948-8500. My name is Jed Barton, and I am a public relations specialist with LIFT and the host of today's show. Today on the show, we will be provided with an update on the ongoing preparations for the launch of our ADA Rural Transportation Program, which we have named RideWell, RIDEWELL, one word. And joining us to talk about RideWell, as well as some developments for our entire programming out of our Glendive office, is our RideWell Transportation Coordinator, Tina Carter. Welcome, Tina.
Well, hello, Jed. Thank you for having me today. I have some really exciting news that I am thrilled to talk about today.
Well, that's great. Let's start with sort of the background. What has been going on with RideWell? What sort of is RideWell, and what do we hope it to be?
RideWell is a transportation program that Lyft is putting together, and our goal is to take the elderly and disabled in our 11 counties in central and eastern Montana. I know Lyft serves more counties than that, but these are the counties that are eligible for the transportation. They're considered rural areas.
So our 11 rural counties largely in the eastern portion of our service area, correct?
Correct, yes. So our program is designed to take the elderly and disabled to their medical appointments in Sidney, Miles City, and Billings. And this is a service that is non-existent at this time. And it's a service that is much needed. Anytime we talk to anybody about it, regardless of their age, they're really excited about it because, you know, pretty much everybody has a grandma, a grandfather, great grandparents, parents, you know, and once you get to a certain age, even if you can still drive, it's a long trip and it's hard trip to Billings and back in one day. So that is where we're going to step in and make sure these people get to their appointments.
That's great. Let's talk about sort of where we are in the process. Lyft was blessed to have a transportation planning grant to help put together a lot of the plans through the Aging and Disability Transportation Center. And I know you worked along with Jen Hawkinson and others on that plan over the last few years. And now we've moved from the planning process. We've managed to, through the State of Montana Department of Transportation, actually acquire a couple of vehicles.
Yes. We acquired a 9-passenger, 2-wheelchair bus and a 5-passenger, 1-wheelchair van that we will use. It takes a while to get these vehicles made. So this year, our regional our executive director, Carlos, and I worked on a grant through the Black Cat, Montana Department of Transportation, to get another 9-passenger, 2-wheelchair van, and that's expected in 2027. So that's how long it takes to get the vehicles. So you got to plan ahead.
Yeah, so we've got, we physically have 2 of the vehicles now, another one is in the works.
Yes.
So let's talk about some of the new developments, and the first is that the new building in Glendive, and that will not only house Ridewell, but house our Glendive office and a new branch of our Uplift thrift store.
Correct. Lyft was blessed to be able to purchase if you're familiar with Glendive, Eastern Montana, the KXGN building, which used to be the television station and the radio station. They have closed down. Lyft purchased that building, and the way it is laid out, we will have room for the Lyft offices, the transportation program, and like Jed said, I'm gonna call it Uplift 2 or Uplift Glendive. So we'll be starting a thrift store here in Glendive that will support Lyft's programming. We have a tentative move date to where we'll move into the new offices, which is April 30th. We are looking at doing an open house on May 16th. And then if everything goes good, we will start transporting passengers to their medical appointments on June 1st. So those are our target dates right now. So fingers crossed that everything goes as planned.
Okay, that's some big news you're breaking here, that
Yes.
we have, after almost 3 years of
Correct. Yes. We had an
of
advisory
planning
committee
and-
meeting this week, and it was all voted on. We have people that are doing work because, of course, the building we purchased does need some work. But it was really in good shape as far as the office areas, just some painting and some cleaning the rugs. So then we've got the great big area where they did the TV shows will be the thrift store, and that's pretty much painting the walls, cleaning the carpets, the garage area. And the reason we purchased this building, so people won't say, well, golly, is because it does have a garage, enclosed garage that will fit both of our vehicles. There is a
and
grant.
that's part of the requirement of the grant through which we
Correct.
obtain the vehicles, correct? That they be stored
Yes.
inside?
Correct. There is a grant through the Department of Transportation that we could apply for to build a facility, but they want any of the programs to be in operational, for 2 to 3 years, to make sure that, there really is a need for it, and they're not just giving us money to build us a nice building. So this gives us a jump start where we can get started. We know once we get started, it's just going to expand. We are getting phone calls now asking when it's going to start. So I know once we get started, we're going to be really busy, and I am looking so forward to it.
Well, that's great. So June 1st is a, fingers crossed, start date for Ridewell. Do we have a sort of an idea of what the first trip will look like, or?
Our first trip, we were talking about 2 Miles City to the Department of Public Service, I guess where the SNAP office, Medicaid office is in Miles City.
Yeah, Office of Public Assistance.
Yes, thank you. I think that would probably be our first trip because here in Glendive, We always have people coming in looking for the SNAP office or the Medicaid office. And of course, that's in Miles City. So we don't want to jump right in and take people to the medical appointment. We want to make sure we've got everything under control. We want to do a trial run before we're taking, sick people or people with injuries. We just want to make sure we have all the kinks out. So we're just going to do the run to Miles City, to the Office of Public Assistance. That'll be our first trip.
So maybe we can go back in time here and, because we have a little bit of more time to fill and talk about everything that went on to lead us to this day. Can you talk a little bit about the process that got us here?
Several years ago, a gentleman came to Lyft here in Glendive, talked to Jen Hawkinson, our regional director. He needed a ride to Miles City 3 days a week for dialysis. At that time, and still, there's no available transportation for that. Unfortunately, he went into a rest home or a nursing home, and he passed away. And Jen said, and since then, we know of other people in our communities that with the same thing that has happened. Jen said that is not acceptable. She went to our regional director, Carlos, and told him we needed to do something. And he told her, if you find a grant, we'll do it. So that was when she got the grant through Montana Department of Transportation for the 2 vans, and the planning grant through the NADTC program for the planning of the program. So, and that was back in 2024. So this has been a process of getting this going. But there are a lot of steps to take. It's not something you can just buy a vehicle and start transporting people. So it is a process. So we have gone through all the steps that we needed to do to, I guess, for our grants. We've done everything we needed to do for our grants. But like you said earlier, the grants have to be stored inside. And so we're fortunate to get this opportunity at our new building where we can store our vans and get our program started. So, yes, and we'll have it'd be like the Lyft hub in Glendive. And fortunately for us, it is all on one level. So, it'd be easy access. So the Lyft offices and the transportation offices will be kind of in the front. The thrift store will be kind of in the middle in a big area. There is room for expansion there. So that is good because I don't know how it's been in the Billings office, but here in Glendive, the last 3 or 4 weeks, it's like people are just coming out of the woodwork. Our IL specialist, independent living specialists, are really, really busy. Our Voc Rehab lady is traveling a lot. She is staying really busy. So we've got a lot going on here. And, it wouldn't surprise me if we didn't have to start hiring people for those positions. I will say we'll also be hiring drivers for the transportation program. And we will be hiring people for the thrift store. So we will have some employment opportunities coming up.
I was just going to ask about that, about whether we hired drivers or whatever, but it sounds like those opportunities people should be looking for.
Yes.
Okay. It's been a long time coming and a long time needed.
Yes.
And again, and again, communities we serve have indicated the need for this and again, meant some, in addition to the funding we receive through the grants you've already mentioned, we've already had some private donors step
Yes.
up and invest in
I was
Ridewell.
gonna
Could you
ask
talk
you
about
if I
that?
could, if I was gonna ask you if I could mention those. It was a grant that I applied for through Town Pump, and we received $10,000. GMC, the CEO, Parker Powell, was really
That's Glendive Medical Center, right?
correct. Yes.
Okay.
He was really excited because he understands that when patients come to Glendive Medical Center and they need to go to a specialist, it's usually going to be in Billings. And so he understands how these people do not have a ride. So GMC generously donated $5,000 to the RideWell program. We did a grant through Ag West and received $2,500. A local business, Gibbs Graphics, no, Gibbs Equipment, donated $500. I want to make sure I didn't leave anybody out. We actually did a fundraiser. It was called the Bail in Jail, where 10 individuals were in jail at the Moose, and they had crimes that they committed, and their bail was set, so people had to come in and bail them out. We raised $3,500 in 3 hours doing the jail and bail. That was a fantastic fundraiser. Um, I'm looking here at my list to, like I said, to make sure I didn't leave anybody out. We do have some grants still pending, and
Didn't we get a
so
grant from, didn't we get a grant from Stockman Bank?
yes, we did. Thank you, Jed. Stockman Bank donated $1,000 to the program, and so we appreciate all of those. Like I said, we do have some grants. Of course, you don't get them all, but we have
Right.
some that are pending that we're waiting to hear from. So we're excited about that.
And again, I would add here that if people are interested in donating to Ridewell or to Lyft as a whole, they can do so through our website at lyft.org and click on the orange donate button that is prominent on the front page of the website.
And there is no amount that we do not appreciate. Every amount counts, little, small, it all adds up, and it's all greatly appreciated. We also did have an individual that sent us a check as a memorial for the RideWell program because they wanted to see the elderly be able to get to their appointments too. They had a person that passed away, and they sent us a memorial gift for the RideWell transportation.
That's wonderful.
Yes.
Okay. So again, June 1st is the fingers crossed launch date for Ridewell with the move of the Glendive office from its current location to the new location. Could you give us the address of the new location in Glendive?
206 South Douglas.
Okay,
And it's funny because if you look out the front door of our office now, kind of straight across, you will see it right there. It's in
okay,
the
so
opening there.
it's
So it's
the same
two-
neighborhood.
yes, it's like a block and a half away.
Okay,
So
well,
yeah, we're not going far.
that's good. So yeah, and that move will be hopefully executed by April 30th, correct?
Correct. Yes.
With
We
the
do have our
plans for an open house in mid-May.
yes. We have our contractor coming down at the end of the week to do some more painting and, fixing things up. So things are happening here in Glendive. Good things are happening here in Glendive.
Well, that's great. Tina, I want to thank you for joining us on Living Well in Montana today, and we look forward to maybe the next time you come back, we'll have some video or something of one of our rides.
Yes, that sounds
Um,
good. Thank you for having me,
all right.
Jed, and letting me talk about this and spread the word.
All right, thanks, Tina. And again, for those who've been watching, this has been Living Well in Montana. Living Well in Montana is a program of living independently for today and tomorrow. LIFT, LIFTT, as we often style ourselves. LIFT is a Center for Independent Living, providing programs, services, advocacy, and resources for the aging and persons with disabilities to live independently across a 18-county service area in southeastern and south central Montana. For more information, please visit us online at liftt.org or give us a call in Billings at 406-259-5181 or in Glendive at 406-948-8500. My name is Jed Barton. Thank you and good day.
Thank you, Jed.